Today we're pitting two of some of the most desirable cities in the Twin Cities head to head. I think we'll call it Battle of the Burbs. But which city's gonna come out on top? Stay tuned to find out. What's going on, guys? Brandon Archie here, aka your favorite Minnesota realtor, and today I'm going to be helping you decide between two of the most highly sought after cities in the Twin Cities. In today's matchup, Minnetonka versus the city that I currently call home, Maple Grove. Now we're going to be comparing these two cities across 5 key categories, which are location, schools, things to do, convenience, and housing and affordability. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be giving you my final verdict on which city wins the overall matchup. So make sure you stay till the end. Now, let's get started. Alright, so let's start off with some basic stats on each city, starting off with Maple Grove. Now, Maple Grove is located in the northwest quarter of the Twin Cities and has a population of just over 70,000, while Minnetonka is located directly west of Minneapolis and has a population of about 53,000. Now, as far as similarities go, both of these cities are going to be a very family-focused suburbs, and I would also have to say that both of these cities are equally as desirable as the other. Now, Minnetonka is a much more established city that is a lot older than Maple Grove is. Now, this is going to give you large wooded areas, neighborhoods with large mature trees, and a wide variety of home types. Whereas Maple Grove is a lot newer and still is growing with additions of new developments, restaurants, shopping, and more. Now, the first category that we're going to tackle is location. Now, Maple Grove is about 25 minutes to downtown Minneapolis and about 35 minutes to the airport, whereas Minnetonka is only 15 minutes to Minneapolis and about 20 minutes to the airport. So if we're purely grading location off of distances to these two places, then Minnetonka is obviously the winner. Now, as far as getting anywhere else in the Twin Cities though, I would have to say that Maple Grove has the upper hand due to the multiple highways that run throughout the city like 94, 494, 610, and 169. Now, regardless of what part of Maple Grove you live in, you're really no farther than 5 minutes away from hopping on any major highway. Minnetonka, on the other hand, depends on which part of Minnetonka you live in. Now, if you live deeper in Minnetonka, closer to the lake, then you really only have Highway 7 in order to get to Interstates 494. And having to depend on one 2-lane highway during rush hour traffic is definitely going to add some drive time. So in this category, I would actually have to give a slight edge to best location overall to Maple Grove. And take it from a realtor that's constantly driving all over the Twin Cities every day for work, you can see why this category would be important. Now, next up are going to be the things to do category, which really is going to be very subjective based on the person. So just keep that in mind. But starting with Minnetonka, there are plenty of parks and biking trails just like pretty much every other city in the Twin Cities, with the biggest park in Minnetonka being Purgatory Park. Now, Minnetonka is also home to one of the Twin Cities regional malls, which is Ridgedale Mall, and has over 140 stores as well as a few different restaurants. Minnetonka is also obviously known for Lake Minnetonka, which is very active during the summer when people are out in their boats and enjoying the views of the lakefront restaurants. Minnetonka also has a couple of my favorite breweries in the Twin Cities in Boom Island Brewing and Unmapped Brewing, so you know that's always going to give a city points in my book. Maple Grove also has a lot of the same, with probably the biggest difference being that all of the shopping and restaurants are all in one place, and that is the Arbor Lakes area, which is right in the middle of the city. The Arbor Lakes area of Maple Grove has over 260 stores combined, which includes an outdoor mall called the Shops at Arbor Lakes. Now, there are also more than a handful of restaurants, from local bars, large chains, as well as upscale restaurants. Everything that you could ever possibly need can be found in the Arbor Lakes area of Maple Grove. Now, during the summer, there are multiple events that go on, like Maple Grove Days and the Chalk Art Festival. There are also parks all over the city as well, but the biggest of them being Elm Creek Park Reserve, which is one of the regional parks in the Twin Cities and has quite literally every activity that you can think of. Hundreds of miles of biking trails, skiing, swimming, frisbee golf, and more. But while Maple Grove does have a few great bars, they currently don't have any breweries, which really hurts my heart. Now, realistically, both of these cities are very much family-focused suburbs. So as far as things to do goes, it's mostly going to be restaurants, city events, and other kid-friendly things, in which both of these cities have. But if I had to pick an overall winner, again, I would give a slight edge to Maple Grove, simply because everything is all in one spot versus all over the place like Minnetonka is. Now, before we get to the next category, if you are new to the channel, my name is Brandon Archie, and my team, the Archie Homes Group, helps people buy and sell homes all over the Twin Cities. So if you are thinking about making a move, whether it be now or next year, then you can shoot me an email at brandon@archiehomesgroup.com, or you can start by scanning the QR code above to fill out a simple questionnaire to help you get started. And if you're finding this video helpful so far, then please make sure to hit that like button for me, and also please consider subscribing. Now, back to the video. Now, this next category is going to be one that's super important to a lot of people that are currently considering either of these two cities, and that's going to be school districts. Now, starting off with Maple Grove Schools, which is actually a part of the Osseo School District, ranked a B+ overall on niche.com, which is actually an average of 6 different categories. Now, Osseo Schools ranked a B in academics, a B in teachers, an A- in clubs and activities, an A+ in diversity, a B+ in college prep, and a B in administration. Now overall, Osseo School District ranks the 10th best school district in all of Hennepin County, which basically includes all of the suburbs of Minneapolis. Now as for Minnetonka, it's pretty well known that Minnetonka is one of the top school districts in all of Minnesota, the number 2 school district to be exact. And this is what makes Minnetonka one of the most highly sought after cities in the Twin Cities. Now overall, Minnetonka School District ranked a perfect A+ overall. And as for the 6 categories, Minnetonka Public Schools ranked an A+ in academics, an A+ in teachers, an A+ in clubs and activities, a C+ in diversity, an A+ in college prep, and an A in administration. Now, as you can see, there is a reason why Minnetonka is the number 2 school district in all of Minnesota, with it only being behind Osseo School District in one category, and that was diversity. Now, based on these rankings, it's really a no-brainer that Minnetonka is the winner of this category. Now, the next category is convenience, and I personally consider this a special category. You see, I'm someone that doesn't want to have to travel too far to get to the things that I need or want, because if something is too far away, then my laziness may take over and I won't even want to go anywhere at all. So starting off with Minnetonka, I mentioned in the location category that Highway 7 is one of the main highways to get through Minnetonka. Minnetonka has breweries, Ridgedale Mall, bars, and all of that, but they're really spread out throughout the city. Now, even as far as the type of big name stores Minnetonka has really comes down to only just one Target store. Now, as far as grocery store options go, Minnetonka has a Cub Foods, a Lunds & Byerly's, and Lake Winds Food Co-op. So depending on where you live, you may have to travel across the city to get to your grocery store of choice, or leave the city entirely. Most of Minnetonka is very suburban, and it's also very car dependent, and there aren't as many options as some of the other cities may have. Maple Grove, on the other hand, is pretty much everything. Big name stores like Target and Walmart, multiple grocery store options like Cub Foods, Hy-Vee, Lunds & Byerly's, Whole Foods, and Target and Walmart. Of course, as mentioned earlier in the video, the Arbor Lakes area literally has everything that you would ever need in one spot, and it's no farther than a 10-minute drive from anywhere in Maple Grove. But you don't have to go to Arbor Lakes because Maple Grove also has these other stores located in other areas. For instance, Walmart is only a 3-minute walk from my house. And because there are multiple ways to get to the same place here, it really gives you plenty of options to avoid traffic if you would rather take back roads somewhere. Now, seeing how Maple Grove legit has everything that you would need without having to leave the city, and the amount of different options you have in each category, the winner for convenience is hands down Maple Grove. Now, with 2 more categories left, we moved into one of the most important ones, and that is housing and affordability. Now, I mentioned in the beginning of the video that Minnetonka is a lot older than Maple Grove is, and is going to have homes that were built from the early 1900s all the way up to brand new construction homes. Now, with this wide age range, you're also going to have a great variety of home styles when it comes to single family homes like mid-century moderns, split levels, ramblers, and more. Now, Minnetonka is also going to have condos, townhomes, and single family homes ranging from prices as low as $90,000 all the way up to $5 million. Now, if you like homes with character or neighborhoods where all of the homes don't look the same, then Minnetonka is going to be a great choice. Now, Minnetonka is a city surrounded by wetlands and mature trees, so you'll definitely get that quiet suburb feel in most areas. But if you're someone looking for new construction, then Minnetonka really isn't going to be for you, unless your budget is in the millions. Minnetonka is already an established city with not much room to grow, if any. So there aren't really any new construction developments being built. And although Minnetonka does have condos and townhomes, the vast majority of the city is going to be made up of single family homes. And in 2025, the median sales price in Minnetonka was just over $500,000, whereas the median sales price for Twin Cities as a whole was only $390,000. Now, Maple Grove, on the other hand, is going to have homes ranging from the 1950s all the way up to brand new construction. Now, Maple Grove doesn't really have condos like Minnetonka does, but there are a lot of townhomes, twin homes, homes and single-family homes to choose from, ranging from prices starting as low as $170,000 all the way up to about $3 million. Now, because of the time period in which the homes in Maple Grove were built, there is one side of the city that has predominantly split-level style homes, and the other side of Maple Grove being the much newer side, having mostly homes that were built somewhere in the 90s and 2000s. The one major difference between Maple Grove and Minnetonka is that Maple Grove still has plenty of room to expand, and it is. There are brand new developments popping up everywhere, meaning that new construction homes are way easier to find here. And it also means that Maple Grove is going to be a little bit busier than Minnetonka is. Now, Maple Grove isn't going to have the same type of character in homes as Minnetonka does, and the neighborhoods aren't going to have large mature trees, but with how much Maple Grove is expanding, that also means more access and more amenities. And as far as median sales price goes, Maple Grove was about $432,000, which was about $70,000 lower than Minnetonka's was. So both of these cities are going to have unique characteristics that can be pretty subjective. Now, someone looking for new construction is probably going to lean heavier towards Maple Grove, but someone looking for more character and a wider variety of home styles will probably lean more towards Minnetonka. But because affordability is a very big portion of this category, there's no doubt that you have to give the round to Maple Grove, since the median sales price is a whole $70,000 less. All right, so our 5 categories were location, things to do, convenience, schools, and housing and affordability. Now, as we tally them up, we have Maple Grove winning 3-2. Now, the big question is, do I believe that that's accurate? And the answer is yes, I do. Now, I mean, there's a reason why I've lived in Maple Grove for the last 9 years. The convenience with everything being so close by, the home prices are more affordable, I love the access to multiple highways and that I can get anywhere in the Twin Cities pretty quickly, and I love the fact that the city is still expanding, which means that more new exciting things are going to be coming to the city in the next handful of years. Now, don't get me wrong, Minnetonka is a great city that you can absolutely not go wrong with. And as a matter of fact, if you want to learn more about Minnetonka, then you should probably watch this video next.